Yes, we are back. Back again in Train Sim Classic. Back again carrying on our adventure where we started last time down in Penzance in a pacer, where the idea is over the coming weeks, months, however long it takes, we're going to see if we can get from Penzance all the way to Glasgow without missing anything. So last time we got to Plymouth, which is where we are here at Plymouth, because it is. It says somewhere. Oh yeah, there, look, on the sign, just says there, Plymouth. We got to Plymouth and went a little bit further in a pacer. This time I'm going to carry on, as you can see, in a HST, up towards Bristol, and we'll see how far we get. This route goes to Taunton, which would be a good place to stop, because I know I can get from Taunton, but it also goes to Weston Super Mare, Eddie. So we'll see if we can get to Weston. And if we can get to Weston, I know there's routes from Weston Super Mare that'll get us into Bristol, which means we can then go from Bristol and upwards. So we'll see how far we can get. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, then hello. This going out on Railway Wednesday. Other content currently, something on a Monday. On a Friday, something else. And some other things on the days. It's all going to change in January, so be warned. There'll be links in the doobly-doo below to where you can get the game, to where you can get the route, to where you can watch me live on the Twitchy, because apparently that's what I do, and my Discord server as well. And Stokey, Day at the Seaside. Indeed, 2 of the months. Thank you very, very much indeed. Straight in with commitment, or should be committed. So yeah, early in the morning, 5:10 a.m. We are here at Plymouth, so hopefully as the journey progresses it will get lighter. Good evening to Trent as well. Forgot you, Trent, sorry. So passengers are on board. We'll do the releasey breaky thing. And then do the go thing. So we have got the whippers on because it is a bit rainy. So yeah, so this goes to Newton Abbot, which is next, then Teignmouth, then Exeter, then Tiverton, then Taunton. Taunton would be nice, but then it goes Bridgewater, Highbridge and Burnham, Weston Super Mare. So we'll see how we go. Smiley Tom, thank you for the bits. Why do you have to wait so long for a train on Halloween? They only run a skeleton service. That's bad. And Ethan, 14 months. Where's the nearest place to get help? Oh, you needed help long before the 14 months, but thank you, Ethan. And thank you, Trent, for the bits as well. So yeah, so we'll see. Taunton would be nice. I'd be happy to get to Taunton, because I know we can have another route that gets us from Taunton. But we'll see how the time goes. We'll see how the journey goes, as to whether we can get any further. We have got a little bit of a run to Newton Abbot. And Trent, more bits. And 15 by the time we do York. Yeah, if you're watching this on the YouTubes and you're into the train things, we have got a Discord meetup on the 3rd of December at the York Railway Museum, which is going to be awesome. Details are pinned in the Discord server for anyone that's mad enough to want to tag along. And NHS, 2 of the months. Thank you very much, NHS. And doing good for a Tuesday. Slightly confused because I normally do trains on a Wednesday, but tomorrow night I've got my first look at City Bus Manager, so I've had to do some switching around this week. So normal service will be resumed next week, maybe. Hi, Mick. So yeah, so HST up towards Bristol. Hopefully it gets light as we get closer. If it gets darker, then the sun's broken and something's wrong with it. So we'll see what happens. I reckon it will get light. It's looking a bit, speeding. A bit more of the lightness over there. A bit on the brakes then. Okay, I should have got a bit more on the brakes then. Oh, there we go. Now we now got 70. Well, then we got 60 again. I hope it's not going to be one of those now where we're just going to constantly be up and down the speed limits. Yes, saw that. And yes, saw that. I'd love to book a ticket. But I think you'll probably find that Peter Kay will just be sold out within like minutes of any of the concerts going on sale on Saturday. Or what do you give a train driver for Christmas? Platform shoes. Not crocodile shoes. That's loud. And Daz. 12 months. Daz officially now gets the Alaskan flag. Thank you very much, Daz. That's a year. That's awesome. Thank you indeed. Garlic bread. Oh, I'm going to be speeding again now, and I on the brakes. Slow, 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 slow. Yeah, if you just joined, we're carrying on from where we got to last time, which was Plymouth. Well, actually, we went a bit beyond Plymouth, didn't we? But Plymouth, and we're making our way up towards Taunton. I'd be happy if I get to Taunton, but we'll see how the time goes, whether we can push it a bit further and get to Weston Super Mare. What's the difference between a school teacher and a steam locomotive? The school teacher tells you to spit out your gum, while the locomotive says choo, choo, choo. Really? Really? Anyway, right, let's do a speeding up thing. So we got an 80 limit coming up. Another train going the other way because that's what it was. I'll wait till it's a bit lighter before I take a screenshot thumbnail thing. So yeah, Pacer last time. I thought, well, what's the next best train to use other than a Pacer? Well, it's got to be the HST in it. I know we only did this a couple of weeks ago, but it's HST. It's just awesome. Even though we are slowing down going uphill. Thumbnail like a train ride into Mordor. Oh, I could do then. Hang on. Oh, wrong one. Keep forgetting that's the wrong bloody game. There we go. Oh wow, yeah, that would look quite gloomy. Oh, I could do. I forgot to go to 153. I forget everything that happens on the stream after the stream because I have to speak to my therapist. You're not sleeping due to a bad cough and cold. I think I caught it on a choo-choo train. That's really bad. And wow, okay, we didn't do the hype train thing. Well, when I say we, I didn't really do anything. You lot did it. I just sat here looking gorgeous. You forgot to resettle. Okay. Reinstall. There you go. That makes slightly more sense now. Right, slow it down because we got a 60. That's a red light, but thankfully it's not my red light. I don't own any red lights. So it wouldn't be mine, would it? Oh, more of the speeding. Yes, definitely. I saw obviously Jeff Marshall's video on the Elizabeth line. But yeah, I do plan on doing that in February. Alright, 24 miles from Tulsa. That's not the song, is it? Right, hopefully, well, it's a bit twisty. I don't know if we are going to get much more speed. 24 hours from Tulsa. Well, what if you drove quickly? It wouldn't be 24 hours, would it? How are they basing that time scale? Is it someone walking? What if you've got a limp? It'll take you longer. What if you're only short? It'll take you longer. The average speed. What, between a short man with a limp and someone that owns a Lamborghini? That's a bridge. They were lumbering, gas-guzzling cars then. Oh wait, the US still has them. I'm still bemused, and I can't wait to get to the States next year to see how little amount of power they get out of a big engine. Like, their pickup trucks are like 6.7 litre diesels, and it just produces no power. It's definitely quite tricky, this, keeping like 60 miles an hour. We've still got 22 miles to go to Newton Abbot, where we're due to arrive. Well, we're not due there for another half an hour. How's it going to take half an hour to do 22 miles? How does that work at 60 miles an hour? It's definitely a gloomy day, isn't it? There's not a lot. The weather's doing the gloom thing. You got sun, you got rain, you got snow, you got gloom. I actually quite like the windscreen wipers. It's raining men. Blimey. It's definitely gloomy. Hallelujah. Well, it's Stokey's happy. Go outside with your mouth open. Hang on. It could be raining cats and dogs, like the song by Brian and Michael, which is actually a really good song. Yeah, why is this bit of line so twisty? Can someone just remove the twisty bits, please? Because we want to do more than 60 miles an hour for the next 20 miles. That'd be great. Thank you very much. And hopefully the weather does increase. The weather does increase? The lightness, I meant. Bryan Adams and Michael Jackson. No, it was a duo called Bryan and Michael. Put it on YouTube. Bryan and Michael, Matchstalk Men and Matchstalk Cats and Dogs. It is a brilliant song. So yeah, trains a day earlier than normal because tomorrow night got my first look at City Bus Manager, which I'm really looking forward to. My first look video is going out on YouTube tomorrow at 2 p.m. But I'll be starting again because basically I don't have a clue what I was doing in the video. So starting again on the stream tomorrow night, and there will be a competition that I will announce tomorrow night during the stream as well. Hi, Singer. And then Thursday is something old. Friday is going to be Wreckfest. Saturday lunchtime, Train Sim World 3. Saturday night is going to be Flight, MSFS, where we're going to take the Wright Flyer that only flew, I want to say 700 yards in reality, and we're going to attempt to fly them across the English Channel. So that's going to be interesting. And then Sunday afternoon on the farm, which is going to be our last stream from the current farm before we move on to a new one. So lots of stuff coming over the next few days. Any clues for Thursday? You'll find out when the stream starts. Well, actually, you'll find out probably about an hour before the stream starts, because I'll put the title in the Twitchy thing. It's a really, really good song, Liam. Used to be a when I used to DJ, it was a favourite, and everyone used to dance to it by putting their thumbs in their pockets and like just sway along, and it's just one of those that was and sing the lyrics. It was really good. Right, we're still doing 60 of the miles an hour. That's definitely a bit bumpy. I can see why this is 60, because of the whole bumpy and curvy thing going on. It's not really, you know, utilising the power of the HST though, is it? It's like, yeah, 60 miles an hour. Anything will do that. Right, 17 miles to go. Can we get further than Taunton? Taunton's where I'd like to get to, because I know I can get... There's a scenario that starts from Taunton that I can do next time. So Taunton would be great. I don't think we'll get as far as Bristol, Weston Super Mare. Not at these speeds. Thing is then, if I do get as far as Weston, then it leaves me with a conundrum, because I know there's a scenario that goes from Weston Super Mare to Paddington, and I know I can get scenarios out of Paddington to go up to like towards Oxford and Birmingham, and then it's having the ability to get from Birmingham. And I've got the Birmingham to Bristol though, which is what we did last time we did this. So if I can get to Bristol, I know I can use the Birmingham to Bristol and get to Birmingham. So it's either we go to London and then to Birmingham, which does seem a long way round, but you know, extends the content, or we go Bristol, Birmingham. But that would mean only being able to do Taunton to Bristol next time. Although, as I said, like I did last time, because I would have got there too early and the stream would have finished, I did a couple of extra stops, or one extra stop, I think. And we'll do the same this time. If we think, you know, if we can get to Taunton and call that finish, and then I'll do a bonus stop maybe. But then if we can get to Weston, then we start from Weston. We will see how things go. I didn't think that line speed would be this slow. Yes, I did go out today. Literally drove the other side of town, got out of the van for like about a minute, got back in the van and drove back again. Via London, Oxford, or Bristol and Black Country. I know which gets my vote. I'd like to do the Oxford and London and Lambden because it comes through Swindon, which I always like coming through Swindon. But we'll see how far we get, because that's going to be the decider. It also means, I think, that if we got to Taunton, there is a route from Taunton that cuts diagonally across the same route the sleeper train goes on, that ends up in Reading from Taunton, which means I could then go from Reading up to Birmingham. So that's dark. So if we get to Taunton, we're going to go across to Reading. If we can get to Weston, then we're going to go to Paddington. So the only way we're actually going to go all the way up is to go to Bristol. So it's really time dependent. And it would be nice to get a bit more speed though. Hopefully once we get to Newton Abbot, the line speed picks up, because this is quite slow. Sleeper train usually goes via Swindon. Does it? I thought it went Reading and then down to Castle Carey and that way. Well, I stand erected. I don't know if anyone spotted it as well in the Discord server in the entertainment section. Video from the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway. I have got to go there next year. That's going to happen. That looks such a cool railway. That's going to be a thing for next year. That's got to happen. I could do a sleeper train from Scotland to London. I'd love to do it in actuality. Well, I'm spending a couple of nights on a train next year. Or potentially more than that, actually. Right, going downhill now. And meet up and do this. Oh, so meet up and then just go to bed. It's not really, although we have done meetups with weekends away and hotels and stuff. We got a meet up in 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks' time? It's 3 weeks' time at the National Railway Museum. Then we've got one in February doing the Elizabeth Line and the London Transport Museum. Then we got one in June doing hovercraft across the South Sea, hovercraft from South Sea to the Isle of Wight, doing the Isle of Wight Railway. August might be convoying the park, and if there's a flight sim show on at Cosford in October, we'll do that. So there's plenty of meetups to come. Right, so holding a steady 54.6 downhill. Hi, you've never met me before. Which bunk do you want? Bunk? Oh yeah, they are, aren't they? I was thinking, you know, big bed. We've done a few meetups with nights away. So we had 6 of us in a rented cottage down in South Wales. 6 of us in a stack caravan in Northern Ireland. Stayed at one of the guys' houses up in Grantham. I had people come down to the New Forest when I was away down there. I've shared a room with a couple of people. Yeah, a couple of people from the Discord. Right, so 10 miles from Newton Abbot. We did do a stream from the bar, live from above the bar. now been removed. Oh, pretty lights, pretty lights. Yeah, we've been away in a static caravan. There was talk years ago about a few of us renting a motorhome and doing a tour of Scotland, which I think would be absolutely hilarious. Yeah, if someone's got about £3 and they want to come with me to America in April, yeah, you're more than welcome. Right, whizzing through whatever station this is. It's a station. It's very station-like. Oh, blind, we're slowing down to 55 now. Yeah, I could really do it spending money on the house, but, you know, hey-ho. Decorating rooms or a trip to America? It's a tough call. Right, 55 limit. Alan Cumming. Oh, he's hilarious. I'm not sure about Miriam Margolyes, what her name is. Not a fan. But Alan Cumming's really funny. Channel 4 though. Adverts. 6 minutes of programme, 7 minutes of adverts. Extra bank holiday next year. That's when to do the decorating. I should just get someone in. That's what's going to happen. Yes, Peter K. Tall's been all over the news everywhere. I used to really love the Gadget Show on Channel 5. When that first started, it was brilliant. And then it used to be, the credits, the show would start. I don't know why Automod didn't like your message, but anyway. The credits would start, then you'd get what's coming up on tonight's show. Then you'd get a segment, and then you'd get coming up after the break. And then come back after the break, and then you get still to come on tonight's show. And then you go to another break, coming up after the break. So, like, a third of the programme is either adverts or them telling you what's still to come on the programme you're watching. And then it's competition. Oh, you can win a competition. It's like, Jesus Christ. I'd love to, time how much of it is actual content. I bet out of like half an hour show, I bet you'll be lucky if you got 8 minutes of actual content. And I know that's how you make extra money, is with the the competitions and stuff like that. But it's like, blimey. Yeah, I don't watch any terrestrial TV. Nothing. So I haven't got I've got the ability to watch anything on my downstairs TV. That's just connected to the Xbox. And the TV in the bedroom, I generally just go to bed, put UK TV Play on through my Fire TV, and watch QI. Yeah, an hour show without the adverts is normally somewhere around 43 minutes, isn't it? Right, we're 5 miles from Newton Abbot. Hopefully after Newton Abbot we get an increase in speed, because at the moment the speed is getting slower. But we have a green light, it's fine. What? Okay, Don's obviously been on the falling down water quite early this evening. Oh, we got a 60. There is a 60 approaching. So far, the fastest we've gone in the distance from Plymouth to Newton Abbot is 60. It's definitely not been a rapid trip. I should have just stuck with a pacer. There is a hill there. There's one going down now as well. And I've got to do the braking thing. Have we got an inside? Oh, we have got an inside. Have I got my flaps down? Personal question. He was here like 3 days ago. Oh, more braking. Bloke in the brown suit looks bored. That'll be me on the way to York.
Hello all, I was playing Fernbus last night, get checked by police twice, tell I had no night on which I did as I could see light on back of truck that was in front of me, and tell 8 out 10 people was did not have set belt on.
Well, that was the thing. Thank you, McBone. 10 months. Anyway, what was I saying? That'll be me on the way to York, but not wearing the brown suit. We can get it to talk. Yeah. Only if I remember to turn its volume up. And it is quite bad at the talking thing. Right, 2 miles to go. I hope it gets brighter as we go further north, because at the moment it's quite dark. I see the station. The station is down there. We are arriving in Newton Abbot, where there's a race course and Trago Mills. So that must be the line that goes down to Torquay, I should imagine. And pacer. Avoid Trago. I quite like the one in Newton Abbot. Doesn't know what it wants to be, because there's bloody fun fair rides and the bloody outdoor seating area thing. It's just odd. They are really interesting to walk around, and I normally come back with stuff that I didn't intend on buying, but they are a strange place. busy, especially at the weekends. Trago Mills. It's like Home Bargains, but huge. Right, and we come into Newton Abbot, our first stop. So the aim is, last time we did Penzance to Plymouth, this time we started in Plymouth, and the aim is over the coming weeks, however long it takes, to see if we can get to Glasgow without any breaks. So this journey, we can either stop at Taunton, because I know next time then there's a route that goes from Taunton, or if we get time, we'll see if we can get to Weston Super Mare, because I know there's a route that goes from Weston Super Mare. So we'll see how far we get this evening, and that'll depict where we start from next time. Right, in we come into Newton Abbot. I really hope the line speed picks up after this, like Dorset. Train's going to Cheltenham Spa, that'll do. I was going to Manchester, that'll get us there. Let's just jump off this and get on the Manchester one then. So yeah, this route I've actually picked goes Plymouth, Exeter, Tiverton, Taunton. So Taunton would be nice. It then goes Bridgewater, Highbridge and Burnham, Weston Super Mare, Eddie. Then it goes Well, Yatton, Nailsea, Bristol Temple Meads, Bath Spa, Chippenham, Swindon, Didcot, Reading, Paddington. Obviously it won't go all that way, but if we can get as far as Taunton, I'll be very happy. And hopefully it gets light. Right, Teignmouth next. Now 5:45 in the morning. Lovely time of the day. We want a decent bit of line speed now as we come out of Newton Abbot. We want to get above the 60. I know once we get past Exeter, it's quite quick. Well, at least Teignmouth isn't too far away. It's only 5 miles. Oh, we got a 90. Now, that's a good sign. Well, not because of the fact we've got to stop in 4 miles, but there is a 90. This thing does sound so good. It does sound really, really good. I really try and keep it to the speed limit if we can. See, 90 limit. I know if I wang the throttle up now, or once we get past it fully, we're not going to gain that much, but whatever we can do now. There we go. Right, give it the beans. So straight bit of track. We should gain a bit of speed. We're due in at 6:53 to Teignmouth. And it might be getting a little bit lighter. put my clog down. What's those plastic shoes that with the holes in? What are those things? Put one of those down. Crocs, that's the one. Yeah, I just wouldn't. No. Crocs and sandals. I think you're a certain sort of person if you wear either. Right, 80 limit, then a 60 limit, coming on by the side of the watter. Hey, I don't even own slippers. I'm not that bloody old. And into Plymouth we come. It's actually quite nice. It's a really old-fashioned pier there. Like it still takes like 2p like one-arm bandit things. That's where Muse are from. Really? Do you like a bit of Muse? I'm a fan. Right, all of the brakes. Slow it down into the stoppy place. Our next station stop is Plymouth. So it should be Exeter after this, I think, heading back around the coast. And then we come roughly on time as well. That can't be right. Something's broken. Why are we on time? What's going on? Right, do the braking thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Plymouth. Or Tinmouth, depending on how your pronunciation is going. So yeah, Exeter after this, then Tiverton, then Taunton. That's our minimum requirement is Taunton. We'll see what the time is. We get to Taunton, we can say, okay, we finished there, and then we'll see if we can crack on from there and do a couple of bonus stops. But then we'll start from Taunton next time. Hi, Joe Poo. Okay, out of Teignmouth, on our way to Exeter. Definitely seems as though it's getting a bit lighter. Visibility is definitely a thing that I'm now able to do more of. Well, you don't do more visibility, do you? You have more visibility. Visibility isn't the doing word. Shorty. Okay, straight up into a 75. and then handily back down into a 60. Lovely. So just as we thought we'd start making a bit of headway, and not headwig, could be headwind, it could be. We have Water over to our right, so 14 miles to Exeter. Pacer! Woohoo! We do like a pacer. So yeah, where we get to today, well, that's dark. Blimey. We'll check the time when we get to Taunton. That could be our end, but say we might then do an additional stop. I don't know if we'll get to Weston. Put big light on. I can't remember the last time I put big lights on in my living room. I got 2 of them. I got wall lights as well. I can't remember the last time I put those on. Probably a couple of years ago. I don't mind the default sounds. I've got the AP version of this, but I can never bloody work out whether I'm in the AP version or not. Right, a 75, then a 70, then an 80. 12 miles to go. All lights. Now we know your fancy. I actually posted a picture on Instagram the other day of my lights under my TV. And I had a bit of a candle going as well. And I got a response was about them being Christmas lights. But nope, they're there all year. Right, so a 70, then an 80. How long are we going to stream? I don't know. How long it takes us to get to where we're going. There is no set end time. It's quite bendy, this bit of track. So we head back up towards Exeter. See, we get an 80 and then we get a 75 again. Or at least we can try and get to 75, I suppose. Yeah, he still doesn't look happy. Not sure which one of the 7 dwarves he is. Still running along the coast. Yeah, I've never done this journey down this far by train. I imagine it'd be quite pleasant. Not so much at 6 o'clock in the morning. But definitely quite pleasant. I think when I go to York, it'll still be dark when I leave London. I should know it'll be getting light, won't it then? Right. Braking. Little tiny bit of the braking. Yeah, it's not exactly a rapid speed, is it? So imagine you probably get down as far as Exeter quite quickly, and then it takes a long time to get. Certainly, if you're going down to Penzance, it's like another 3 hours to Penzance. Name badges. Yeah, my name badge is sat downstairs on the side, ready for the meetup. Oh, we got 100 limit. Now then. No, I shouldn't say that, should I? 8 miles from Exeter. So yeah, tomorrow night, in a change to the scheduled programming, although I quite like the idea of Trains Tuesday. It's quite a good way to start the streaming week in something nice and chilled. So you never know. Tomorrow night we've got City Bus Manager. Excuse me. My first look at that, and I'm really looking forward to it. There's a video going out on YouTube at 2 p.m. tomorrow with my first ever look at it. And then streaming it tomorrow night. And if you like games where you've got to build things and do timetables, and you like buses, it is really, really good. And the fact that you can pick your town where you live and design a bus route around your town, that's the bit I'm really looking forward to. So that'll be tomorrow night. Thursday night, something. Friday night is going to be Wreckfest. Saturday lunchtime, Train Sim World 3. Saturday night is going to be some flight. Going to be taking the Wright Flyer, which only flew 700 yards in reality, across the channel. That's going to be the plan. And then Sunday afternoon is farming. Right, 6 miles to go. Line speed now picked up. We like that. Sunrise here tomorrow is 7:14, sets at 4:26. So not too dissimilar. Hi Calcim. Oh, look at that, definitely picking up a nice bit of speed now. Finally we get some speed up. Right, nice flat bit of track, 4 miles to go to Exeter. I'm now thinking, can we get to Weston Super Mare? Taunton is my goal. Taunton's the minimum requirement. I don't know if we'll get to Weston. Give me times. No, it doesn't, see, because Weston is somewhere over there, 60 miles. What we should do, we should get to Weston. Right, speed limit change down to 75. That high speed run didn't last that long, did it? God blimey, I'm down to a 40, oh, 45 coming into Exeter. That's fine. Right, slow it down again. I hope this rain stops. Slowing it down. Right, 60 miles from Weston Super Mare. I reckon that's got to be it, because I know I can. There's a journey from Weston to London, so we know this is. I want to say Western Main Lines. We started in Plymouth. Yeah, I know I can do Weston to London, and then we know we can get from London to Oxford and then up to Birmingham. It's the bit after Birmingham, isn't it? That's where it gets complicated. We then have to go up via, I don't know, from Birmingham. I don't think there's anything to Manchester. We'll worry about that when we get there. Don't want to go to Manchester, that's where Ed is. Are we going to stop train? There we go. Open doors. Has it stopped raining? No, still not stopped raining. Right, so after Exeter, we got Tiverton, then Taunton. So Taunton's our sort of interim place to stop. Then Bridgewater, Highbridge, Weston. Can we do it? Can we get to Weston Super Mare in the next hour or so? Got a witness and Runcorn. What, and get 2 pints of lager? Is it weird that you get on a lot better with people older than me than people your own age? No. Sometimes it works the other way around for people that are older as well. I've always found I got on better with people younger than me than I have people my own age, because people at my age, which is, as we know, 23, always seem old, and I don't feel my age. I don't act my age. Right, 45 limit, then a 65, then we got an 80. Yeah, when I first started work, one of my first proper jobs when I was 18 was in a drawing office, and everyone there was older. There was a couple of youngsters, but I never really got on with them. I ended up sort of befriending a guy. He must have been in his 60s then, but he was fantastic. He was a really, really nice guy. We chatted, and we used to sit and eat lunch together, and just talk, basically. And it was, yeah, he had an interest in what I was doing, I had an interest in what he was doing. It was brilliant. But at 18, you think 25 is old. You do. Yeah, it depends on. It can come down to what sort of person you are in real life. I think generally, if you haven't got many friends of your own age, and the only people you've had to talk to growing up have been your parents or neighbours or whatever, then when you go to work, you'll then instantly sort of start talking to those older people rather than people your own age, because all throughout your life you've only talked to people that are older than you. That's the one thing, not meaning to get back to the meetup, but the one thing I really like about the meetup, and we had it with Richard and Shorty that came to the meetup the other week, and it is a shame that only 2 people turned up, but hey, it was quite nice just to have a conversation, and there was no awkwardness, there was no not being yourself. We were all ourselves, we were all just chatting, and I think that helps with like the meetup we got in a few weeks' time. We all know each other anyway, and that actually makes it a lot easier. So if you can be at work, at school, or wherever, and you can just be yourself, that helps. It's when you're not yourself, that's where it becomes difficult. And we had someone, I'm not going to mention their name, we had someone that became part of the community recently, but then opened up too much about themselves, got scared, and left the community because they couldn't cope with the fact that they opened up about themselves, and which is a real shame. It really is. And a lot of people have issues with conversation and anxiety, and that don't really have friends or don't really talk to family about any problems or whatever they've got going on. And so this place, this community, this even just watching and chatting in the streams can be a release, which is brilliant. And then that makes it really tough when you do have to go out there in the real world and you do have to start talking to people, but it helps. And everyone's been there when you've moved schools. If you've moved house and you moved schools, initially being that first day at school, first day at a new job, first week in school or a new job, it's really hard work because you don't know anybody, and everybody there knows each other. So you're coming in and trying to join in with an established group, and it's really tough. But given a bit of time, you then become part of that group. People start talking to you, and you're no longer the new person. The same can come back with this online thing that we do. There's a lot of people there watching now that are just sat watching the stream, that maybe haven't talked in chat before because they're either nervous to, don't know what to say, don't know how to to join in. So what I'm going to say is, these guys here chatting in chat and the guys that join in with the streams and join in with the Discord and go to the meetups, they were all new once. They all made that first step. And the only person that can make that first step is you. So to anybody, umming and ahhing about whether to do, not necessarily this, but to do something in life, do it. Make the first step. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, we got a right mix where I work now, of people a lot older than me, and a couple in the office a lot younger than me. And it's brilliant when you get a whole mix of a group of people. I spent years working in an environment where there were just three of us, and you're working with those people day in, day out. So you've got to get along with each other. You don't get much choice. Anyway, back to trains. You'll send everyone the welcome wave. Yeah, but you're supposed to use all the fingers on your hand there, Stokey. Not just that one. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the meet-up. You know, I don't get out much. I've been suffering with depression for the last couple of years, which has sort of kept me in my little cocoon of safety and security. But I really want to get back out there and go embrace the world again, and people again. And the only person that can make that change is me. So that's what I'm going to do. Starting with meeting some of you idiots in York in 3 weeks' time. Right, 5 miles from Tiverton. Then we got Taunton. Bridgewater's over there. High Bridge is there. The Weston's there. 46 miles. Which means I reckon we should do Weston. Exactly. That's a big... I'm still, to be honest, I'm still 50-50 on the America thing. I want to go. I've wanted to go for years. I've got the money to go. It's just plucking up the courage to do it. If I had a significant other to go with me, then I think that would be a whole different story. But a trip like that on your own, that's quite nerve-wracking. Going to Corfu. Oh dear, watch out, Corfu. Right, 3 miles to go to Tiverton. Is that where the Kung Fu Panda is? In Corfu? Okay. Oh, the drive on the other side of the road doesn't bother me at all. I've driven in the Canary Islands, I've driven in France. So the driving on the other side of the road doesn't bother me. It's just the flying doesn't bother me on my own. That's fine. The train bit from Chicago to San Francisco doesn't bother me because you're sat on the train. It's what happens when I get to San Francisco. That's the bit that I'm really nervous about. Right, we are arriving soon at Tiverton Parkway. Oh, exactly. Different things bother different people. You know, some people can't even leave their house in the morning because of anxiety and whatever reason. Some people couldn't do this. I barely can. Right, 1 mile to go. Exactly. Take the risk. You might have the best time in the world. That's a lot of braking. A lot of the. Oh, not the emergency brakes. Four brakes. I don't think we're going to be stopping at. We might have to back up a bit. Um, um, hang on, no, that's not too bad. That's fine. Half that door's no, it's fine. That was perfect. I'm just a genius at this. There we go, perfect. Other end of the train was on. Yeah, no, we're all good. Don't know what the panic was. Yeah, all the passengers are now at this end of the train. Everyone here is now. Oh no, Mr. Grumpy's still there in his brown suit. Why would you ever buy a brown suit? Who goes into Suits R Us and goes, "I'll take the brown one, please"? Is that an age thing? Is that like when you go into Marks and Spencer's and you have to buy stuff from the beige section? Right, Taunton. 14 miles. So this is our place where we can get another journey out of. So we can leave Taunton and go cross country. I don't think I own a suit. I got a black. No, I got a black suit jacket and some black trousers, but I don't think they're the actual. They're just from the same thing. Hoping never to anything from the beige section. Not that I go in Marks and Spencer's. Apparently they do really nice underwear. But anyway, but I just have visions if you go upstairs to the clothing department and they go, "This way, sir," and just everything's beige. You know, cardigans, beige trousers, slip-on shoes, and you just end up buying stuff and going, "Oh, that looks comfy." That's when you know, isn't it? You buy things based on their comfort. My old man, bless him, he tried a couple of times over the years. We got him into jeans once, but he didn't like them. And we bought him a pair of trainers once. He didn't like them. So he was always trousers. He always wore a shirt, so a shirt and a jumper. So you'd always have a shirt on, or just a short sleeve shirt in the summer, or, you know, long sleeve shirt but the sleeves rolled up. Bless him. Greg's socks. See, now that's cheesy in a good way. We like that. Right, 12 miles from Taunton. It's not exactly getting bright, is it? I think it's a little bit brighter. We can see buildings in the distance. Yeah, most of my socks, no, I did wear my stripy socks to the meetup. All my socks are just black now, with like different coloured heels and the bit on your toes. Right, 11 miles to Taunton. We got a 100-mile-an-hour limit coming up. So I reckon we should, well, easily get as far as, well, I say easily, hopefully get as far as Weston Super Mare. My only thing with York is it's going to be December and it's going to be cold. I'm leaving the house early in the morning and getting home late at night. I can't quite decide what coat to wear. That's my only decision. a warm one. Well, I bought a super dry coat a couple of years ago, which I think I've only worn once. So I don't know if it suits me. It's got like 400 zips on it. It's a bit weird, but I like the look of it in the shop. So I might wear that. Gonna keep me dry. Yeah, super dry. I got one that I bought when I went to Chester because I forgot to take a coat with me. Got there and it was raining, so I had to go into a Mountain Warehouse shop and buy a coat. Wear a Simpson Stuff hoodie with a coat over the top. Yeah, I've got my bright orange Simpson Stuff hoodie. I could wear that, I suppose, and with a coat over the top. That's some lights. Noodly boo. Actually, my orange one says I was young, it was dark on it. I should really wear that to work one day. Right, so 7 miles from Taunton. So this is the point where we could have switched next time and started there and gone across country towards Reading. But I think based on the time it's taken us to get this far, I'm definitely sure we can get to Weston. I don't think we can get to Bristol or Templemeads. That's pushing it a bit too far. But Weston's doable. Don't forget, tomorrow night, something new, City Bus Manager, which I'm really looking forward to streaming. Video going on YouTube tomorrow at 2 PM. My first look at that one. And then back on Thursday night with something. Friday night is Wreckfest. Saturday lunchtime, Train Sim World 3. Saturday night is MSFS, taking the Wright Flyer across the channel. A plane with no autopilot and that only ever flew about 700 yards, and we're going to attempt to take it from England to France. It'll be fine. And then Sunday afternoon back on the farm for the last time on this map, potentially for a while, unless the Platinum expansion for Farm Sim is really rubbish. Then we'll be back again. And then next week we've got Texas out for American Truck Sim, so we'll do some American trucking. And obviously we got Birmingham Cross City coming up in Train Sim World 3 soon. So I'll be doing that as well. So plenty of things. Did the truck hint with the camel logo ever get sorted? No, I don't think they. Cause it wasn't Texas, because they would have said Texas. But it says something big is coming. Well, I always associate camels with Africa, so sort of North Africa has got camels. But someone said like the Middle East is known for camels as well, which they are, sort of Dubai and that sort of lot. And obviously there's, you know, whether they're carrying on into the Middle East. The thing is, we know they're not going to do Russia, so the only way they can go is carrying on down into where Pro Mods currently have. Yeah, but they would. Why? I know someone said there's a trailer manufacturer with a camel as its logo. They were scanning the camel, so I'd be really disappointed if it was just trailers, because trailers are just boring. Right, 2 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Zephyx, thanks very much for the follow. Welcome to Insanity. Or what could be Trains Tuesday going forward. I quite like the fact that I'm starting the week streams with something nice and chilled. We'll see. See what happens next week. Okay, Taunton coming up. Can we stop at this one this time? No, probably. Right, braking into Taunton. It's still not got light, has it? What are we, 6:30 in the morning? It's not. It's getting a little bit lighter, but it's not exactly like, you know, get your sunglasses on. A sailing dinghy. Oh, dingy. But why is he saying dinghy? You know, we're near the water. Oh, I forgot my umbrella. That was the Green Cross code to predict how allowed to cross the crossing thing, wasn't it? That's dingy. Oh, sailing dingy. That's close. What's a H between friends? Unless you're Rimmer. Arnold J. Right, we are arriving at Taunton. On island platform, which is a bit weird. Right, so Taunton. It's a letter with a straight bit at the beginning. Sexist. So you've got Bridgewater, Highbridge and Weston to go then to make it as far as, well, Weston. Bridgewater, 11 miles. And then if we get to Weston, next time then we'll start at Weston. Thing is, I think the only thing coming out of Weston to go to London is a HST. So I might have to do some train swapping. Not train spotting, train swapping. We'll see, we should be able to get there. Right, 11 miles. Yeah, Highbridge and Burnham. That was my last train journey that I made, which I think was 5 years ago. Probably was 5 years ago. My last trip on a train was Swindon to Highbridge. So Swindon into Bristol, Bristol Parkway. Was it Temple Meads? I don't know. Temple Meads, I think. And then Temple Meads down to Highbridge. That was the last train journey I made. My parents went on holiday down to Bream, but my old man was, perhaps 5 years ago, he was 91 then, and although he could drive, he didn't want to drive that far, so I drove them down there in their car, got the train home, and then the following Saturday went back down there on the train. He met me from the train station, and then I drove them back home again in their car. So that was the last train journey I made, was down to Highbridge. Right, 10 miles to Bridgewater. Why couldn't we have done these speeds at the beginning? It might have been a bit, you know, rough on the passengers. Hang on, is he still there? Yep, still there. He must have gone all the way to London. Man in brown suit. There's plugs here. Look. Laptops and mobile phones only. You're not going to bring your iron on, are you? This ironing board. Plug your iron in. Man in brown suits going all the way. Well, lucky him. I don't think we'll hit a 125 limit on this, but you know, 100's not bad. Making a bit of progress. You'd think he'd look happier. Is that... No, different carriage. Oh crap, speeding. He's probably tired. Just looking out the window now, trying to stay awake. We haven't had any yellows or reds or anything either. We've been green running all the way. It's quite fortunate. It actually feels quite slow. Right, up to Bridgewater. Considering we started last week in Penzance, we've covered a fair bit of distance already. So Penzance to Plymouth in a Pacer, now Plymouth to Weston Super Mare in a HST. Then I've got the fun of working out what's going to be next week. I think we're going to end up in London. I think it's going to have to be Weston to London. And then out of London up towards Birmingham. And then work out how the hell I get from Birmingham to Glasgow. That's going to be a whole different issue. Skippy! 22 of the months. Thank you very, very much, Skippy. That's a long time. That's nearly half a year. That's awesome. Thank you indeed. Alternative thumbnail. Blimey, okay, that was a quick run to Bridgewater then. 3.4 miles to go. El Rapido. I should imagine bits of track like this for a train driver probably quite boring, because there's not a lot going on, is there? There's no curves. You haven't really got to slow down for anything. No, you still got to be observant, but it's not really a huge amount happening. It's not, you know, landscape wise, it's not overly exciting, is it? It's flat fields. I've never been to Norfolk. That's supposed to be quite flat, isn't it? Right, 1.7 miles to go to bridge over water. So we'll do the slowy down thing now. Probably do a bit more of the slowy down thing. A bit more of the slowy down thing. Okay, a lot more of a slowy down thing. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. It'll be fine. Some of the train may stop at Bridgewater. That's all you need in life. Oh, actually, I come off the brakes. It's perfect. Like Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way. I said car park's empty. 20 at 7 in the morning though. Well, I said it probably wouldn't be, would it? And stop. Right, that's Bridgewater. Brown suit man still there. Most of the train made it on the platform. Actually, no. Some of the train made it on the platform. I could have gone a bit further. It'd be so Highbridge and Burnham, and then Weston Super Mud up there, 15 miles. See, it's a shame because Bristol Temple Meads is 34 miles. Yeah, we're never going to make it there. I think we'll call it at Weston. Oh, that's the wrong button. Try that one. So we'll start next time at Weston, but we'll see how the time goes, whether we might do an extra stop after Weston. Bit of a bonus stoppage like we did last time. Right, 100 limit, 6 miles though. And then off to Weston Super Mud. Where you're really lucky if you go there and the tide's in. It doesn't happen, well actually it does happen twice a day, but used to come over the bridge at Bristol on the way down there if you drive in and look and go, oh, tide's out. So you get there and you're like, is there any water? It's just all sand and then mud. And it's just not the same after the pier burnt down conveniently, no insurance claim there, and they rebuilt it where it was just then smaller than the old pier but just full of bars and stuff. Like, it just wasn't the same. The old pier had a certain feel to it. Yeah, I used to go there on the holidays, days out. And prefer South Sea. About 20 minutes longer to get to from me. A lot more going on. Boats going in and out, amusements are there, fun fair there. Really nice on a hot day. Right, 3 miles to go to Highbridge and Burnham. So yeah, I only thought we'd get as far as Taunton, but it looks like we are going to get as far as Weston Super Mare. It's definitely a bit flat and like nothingness around here, isn't it? There's not a lot going on. Right, 2 miles, 110 limit. We're not going to bother accelerating up to that because that just seems stupid. So I'll do the slow down thing again. Right, braking. More braking, lots of the, just all of the braking. Into a nicely lit Highbridge and Burnham. So yeah, graphically, I know Train Sim World 3 isn't as good as... no, Train Sim isn't as good as Train Sim World 3, but I still really like it. It has got that certain something about it. Here we are, Highbridge and Burnham. So yeah, car park's accurate with a little roundy bit around there. So the last time I got off train was here, walked up over the bridge, got in a car, and then drove all the way back to Swindon. Highbridge and Burnham. The next station stop is Weston Super Mare. Weston Super Mare is the next station stop in 9 miles. Work was busy. Busy today, busy tomorrow, which is good because the day goes quick, but it's be easy. Blimey, yeah, 1 minute it's like 7:45, the next minute it's like 4:45. It's like, where the hell did the time go? Sometimes my job is just non-stop. At one point I had 4 people stood around my desk today, like forming a queue, asking me questions. Like, really? Oh yeah, I don't get time to clock watch. I'm just counting down. I've got 5 weeks left at work after this week, and then 2 weeks off for Christmas. I cannot wait. Right, 8 miles to go to Weston Super Mare. And that's where we're going to start from next time. Yeah, Bristol's too far over there. So no, Weston's fine. So we've got to come off the main line onto like little spur that goes round through to Weston. So there should be a reduced speed limit as we come into that section, because it's single track, I think, from memory. And it definitely didn't get much brighter. A little bit, but not a huge amount. Toast. Oh, I hope you got something nice on the toast. The last time I had toast. Oh, Marmite. Oh, I love Marmite. Marmite. Oh, I now want Marmite on toast. I've got Marmite, I've got bread, I've got a toaster. Not a talkie toaster, but I've got a toaster. Right, 4 miles to go. A cunning plan. Ah, you're a waffle man. Yeah, that sentence made no sense at all there, Trent. Right, flashing yellow. So we know we're gonna fork off towards Weston Super Mare. So down to 100, and there's our 50. So that's the spur then. I'm going to fork off. Well, I wasn't braking, I wasn't pressing the right button. Right, more on the brakes. Right, there we go. So that's pointing us down towards the spur. Slowing it down. And off around here. There we go. My pronunciation, darling, is very good. I said, fork off. Right, down to a 25 up here as we approach Weston Super Mare. The last time I went to Weston, that's got to be, I mean, six, 7 years ago. Been a while. I used to go a lot as a kid. It was, yeah, it's the closest seaside place to here. I can get from my front door to Western Seafront in an hour without speeding. So it's, you know, it was always the go-to for a day out. It was Western. Occasionally used to go there for chips in the evening. Finish work at 6, get on the motorbike, a couple of us ago, Western for chips? Yeah. Aim to be on the seafront at 7. Bag of chips, wander up and down the seafront, which is lovely in the summer, and then come back. The only pain with being on a motorbike is the fact that you're on a motorbike on the motorway, which is quite boring. But yeah, Western for chips. Richard. So nice, they named him twice. Right, and round. Yeah, I haven't been there for a while. Wouldn't call him nice. Well, it's charming. Need to find a good chip shop in York. Well, I don't know what we can do with food, see. Lunch is going to have to be something at the Railway Museum, isn't it? Because we're not going to get there till 11. And then it's going to have to be something at the Christmas market-y sort of thing then, isn't it? So a nice big sausage or something. Right, we are arriving at a Weston Super Mare. Well, it's normally those Christmas markets have those places that sell the big German sausages, isn't there? Western on the mud, indeed. Tesco's over there. Right, so this is Weston Super Mare. This is where we're going to start from next time. So next week, we'll start from here and carry on our journey up towards Glasgow over the coming weeks. But for now, as some bonus content, we'll go a little bit further. So we're at Weston. We'll certainly go to Whirl, which is over there, and maybe see if we can get to Yatton. We're certainly not going to get as far as Bristol, but we'll certainly go to Whirl and Yatton, and then we'll finish there. Alright, Whirl in 2.8 miles. But yeah, we'll start from Weston next time. Well, no, because it's going to go on YouTube, isn't it? I'm not going to edit it or anything stupid. If you made it to Nails in Backwell, good wave, you're opposite the station. I bought a motorbike from a guy in Nailsea. I had to ride it home. Right, 25 limit, then a 60 limit. Right, so you've got Yatton. Well, it's only 10 miles, so it'd be rude not to stop at Richard's place for a cup of tea then, wouldn't it? We'll do that. We'll get to Nailsea then, and we'll stop at Richard's place for a cup of tea. Everyone's invited. Hope you got some good biscuits in, Rich. I'll get the brew machine. Have you got some jammy Dodgers? We could stop in and have a look at his little thing. Got some rhubarb and custard creams. I finished mine. They were very nice. I opened up. I got one of those selection pack things from Tesco's the other day that has like some custard creams in, bourbons, malted milks, nice biscuits, and shortcake. So you get like one row of each. I opened them on Sunday night, thinking that in the packaging they'd be in the same order as they are on the front. So I opened a pack of biscuits, went in the living room, made a cup of tea, sat down, opened the biscuits, was watching something on the telly, got the first biscuit out, and I was expecting a malted milk. I was slightly disappointed to get shortcake. It wasn't. It just wasn't the same. Oh yeah, those broken biscuit boxes. They're good. The dangerous ones, if you're into the land of pounds, is the broken Jaffa cakes. Because that's just, they should be illegal. Right, Whirl is coming up. I think they're called Jaffa cakes misshapes. Yeah, they are. They just shouldn't be sold. If a malted milk is the issue of the day, then you're doing okay today. If that's what upset me on Sunday was I was expecting malted milk and I got shortcake, then maybe my life isn't as bad as I think it is. Maybe things aren't that bad. How was the film? It was. I watched a concert. A German band called Rammstein, who I know a couple of their songs, but can't say I'm, an avid fan. But I do like a concert, and I have to say, I think it was one of the best live performances I have ever seen, including concerts that I've been to. Oh my God, it was good. As soon as the concert finished, I wanted to watch it again. Every song was in German. That didn't bother me. There was so much going on the stage. I was trying to explain it to someone at work that the guy on the keyboard was on a treadmill at one point, and so he was playing the keyboards on a treadmill, and you'd watch him and he's doing all sorts of strange things while the lead singer's singing, and then a few songs later he's on an inflatable raft being crowd surfed around the crowd, and then goes back and carries on playing the keyboard. It was just immense. Yeah, I'm not normally into stuff that heavy, but wow, it was good. Yeah, I made sure I didn't stop too long in Whirl. Yeah, I'm going to see which Ed from the Discord is actually coming with me in May next year. My favourite guitarist, who's sort of blues rock, a guy called Joe Bonamassa. Going to see him in concert for the first time in May, and I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah, sort of blues rock is my normal sort of go-to level of rockness, but yeah, Rammstein was damn good. Right, Yatton coming up in 3 miles. So Yatton and then Nailsea. So we'll stop at Nailsea. And say next week we'll carry on from Weston Super Mud. So it does mean we'll come up this same bit of line again, but that's fine, it'll be a different train. And hopefully daylight, because, you know, it'd be quite nice. I keep pressing the Train Sim World 3 button. Yeah, it definitely got further than I thought we were going to get tonight. Oh, that noise. I'm really looking forward to actually being up close and personal with the HST at the Railway Museum, as well as all the other train type things they've got there. Come to the West Country where it never gets light. We've got cider and Wurzels. Come to the West Country, it's dark, we got cider and Wurzels. What more do you need? I am technically in the West Country. Well, southwest, I suppose. I wouldn't quite say West Country. Well, I suppose. Sort of depends on how east you are. I don't talk funny like what they do down there. Here, get off my train. Yeah, I would have thought it might have got a bit lighter than this. Thankfully, it wasn't, you know, dark. So at least we could see something while we were going. I was worried that it was just going to be a completely nighttime run where we wouldn't have seen sod all. We haven't discovered electricity yet. Gas lights still down there. We are arriving at Yatton. And stop. Hang on, if you haven't got electricity, how are you going to put the kettle on? Or have you got it on the Arga? Got it on the open fire in the back garden? Right, Nailsy and Backwell. That is such a good noise. The fact that this thing was only put into service as an interim while they finished working on the APT, it's just such an iconic bit of kit. It is so good. If anybody that claims they like trains and doesn't like the HST, they're not a real train fan. Right, 3 miles to go. We'll stop at Richard's house for a cup of tea. I say next time then we'll carry on from Weston Super Mare and come back up this line. Hopefully not in a HST. It'd be nice to use something different. It's definitely a straight bit of track in it between here and like Exeter. It's like they just drew a straight line. It's like, apart from the bit, obviously we dove off to Weston Super Mud. If you type something, Richard, it wasn't Nightbot didn't like it. That was Twitch. If Nightbot doesn't like something, I still see it, but there's nothing held for me. So that was a Twitch thing. Right, in we come then. Oh, the right bit of track, this thing will get a boogie on. When it 148 miles an hour or something it actually got to in reality. Which is still the fastest diesel passenger train in the world, I think. Well, there's a bus stop in the middle of a car park. Well, there's some houses over there. little hill. Up there somewhere then. Let me do... That's quite a good thumbnail. We approve of that one. Thumbnails at Nailsy. We'll let it pass this off just because. Kettle's boiled. Awesome. We'll just abandon the train. No sugar in mine. So yes, although this service does continue, we will end our journey there. But we will carry on next week, maybe Tuesday. I've quite liked doing this on a Tuesday. Not really much thought involved for me for the first stream of the week. Trains Tuesday. Could be a thing. So we'll carry on from here, and I think we're going to end up going Weston Super Mare to London, which means we'll go through Bristol, and then we'll go through that there Swindon as well, which is quite good. And I'm bound to mention my peeing off a bridge over the railway, because I normally do whenever we come through Swindon in train sim. It's a thing. So there we go. We will carry on from Weston Super Mud, as I say, next week. Next stream, though, is back tomorrow night with a new game. One I'm really looking forward to streaming. City Bus Manager. It's like nothing I've played before. It's a game where you've got to design your own bus depot. So put rooms in, put lockers in, hire staff, hire cleaners, hire mechanics, put parking bays in for buses, put maintenance bays in, put bus washes in. You then got to buy buses, assign buses to routes. But the really, really cool thing is that you can do it in the city where you live. It uses real world mapping with roads actually where you live, and you put the depot down, and from what I've seen of it, and you'll see that in a video that's going out on YouTube tomorrow at 2 PM, bus stops from the town where you live will be in there as well. So for any geeky people out there, you could recreate your actual bus routes in the game. It is really good. So streaming that tomorrow night. There'll be a competition that I'll announce on the stream as well, that's going to start in the Discord server, where I got a couple of copies of the game to give away as well. So keep an eye out for that. So that's tomorrow. Thursday back with something. Friday night is going to be Wreckfest. Saturday lunchtime, more trains on Train Sim World 3. Saturday night is going to be some MSFS, flying a really 1900s plane across the channel, and then Sunday on the farm. So plenty of stuff still to come for the rest of this week. So thanks to you lot in chat for keeping me company for the last 2 and a bit hours, and to this lot as well. So thanks to Trent and Tom for many of the bits, to Larwood, Nightbot, Trent and Shorty for doing no moderation, because you guys are brilliant, to ZFX for following, and Stokey, Ethan, NHS, Daz, McBone and Skippy for resubscribing. Thank you very, very much indeed for your continued support. It is hugely appreciated. I will be back, on my own. I'll be back on my own, all by myself, tomorrow night for City Bus Manager. Until then, if you have been, thanks very, very much for watching.